There is one room in your house right now that turns unbearable every summer afternoon. You know exactly which one it is. You close the blinds, you pull the curtains, you point a fan at it, you turn the AC lower than you wanted to, and the room still heats up. Every single day, like the sun has a personal vendetta against that specific wall. Here is why nothing you have tried has worked, and here is the $4 fix that stops the problem before it starts. You are fighting the heat in the wrong place. Every fix most people try, blackout curtains, blinds, fans, portable AC units, has one thing in common. They are all inside the room, and by the time you need them, the battle is already lost. Here is what is actually happening. Sunlight passes through your window glass as light. That light hits every surface inside the room, the floor, the furniture, the walls, and those surfaces absorb it and re-radiate it as heat. The room does not just get warm. It stores heat in every surface and keeps releasing it for hours after the sun moves on. Your curtains are trying to manage heat that already made it in. That is why they never feel like enough. You are mopping the floor while the tap is still running. The fix is outside the window, not inside. Canada's National Research Council published research showing that exterior window shading reduces solar heat gain by more than 80% compared to unshaded windows. Not 5%, not 20%, 80%. Interior curtains, the kind every home improvement store sells, reduce solar heat gain by roughly 15 to 20% at best. The difference is not the material. The difference is location. If you stop the sunlight before it hits the glass never heats up. The room never takes the hit. Your AC is cooling a room that stopped receiving new heat instead of constantly fighting heat that keeps arriving through the window every 30 seconds. This is not a new idea. Old houses already knew this. Awnings, shutters, overhangs. Every traditional building method in hot climates put shading on the outside of the window, not the inside. The National Park Service specifically documents that exterior shading devices were used to reduce heat gain and cooling loads in historic buildings. The ancestors were not stupid. They just did not have a home improvement industry selling them indoor solutions to an outdoor problem. The material, what to buy and what to spend. There are two versions. The purpose-built version is called exterior solar screen fabric. One common product is Pfeiffer Suntex 80, specifically engineered for windows, blocks 80% of solar radiation, still allows visibility from inside, available online and at most home improvement stores. A small window runs about $15 to $20 in material. The budget version is HDPE shade cloth, the same material used on pergolas, patios, and garden structures. 70 to 90% UV block, available at garden centers and hardware stores. For a single average window, the raw material costs $3 to $5. That is the number worth sitting with. $3 to $5 for 80% heat reduction at the window that is making your room unlivable every afternoon from June through September. Exactly how to install it. Start with one window. The worst one. The one facing west or south that gets direct afternoon sun. Do not start with the whole house. Test one window first. Cut the shade cloth or solar screen slightly larger than the glass area, about 2 inches on each side. Mount it outside the window frame with a small gap between the material and the glass. That gap matters. The point is to intercept and dissipate solar energy before it reaches the glass, not to press a hot material directly against it. The cloth catches the heat, and the air gap lets it escape sideways instead of transferring through to the glass. For mounting, lightweight wood strips screwed into the exterior frame work perfectly. Clips and bungees work for renters who cannot make permanent modifications. The goal on day one is not beautiful. The goal on day one is to test the effect honestly. Once it is up, compare the room over the next 3 or 4 hot afternoons. How fast does the temperature rise? Does the floor near the window stay cooler? Does the AC cycle less? Does sitting near that wall feel different? You will know within 48 hours whether it worked. And it will work. One mistake worth knowing before you start. A lot of people hear block heat from windows and immediately think about reflective material pressed against the inside of the glass. Aluminum foil, reflective film, mylar sheeting, do not do this. With certain double-pane windows, which is what most homes built after 1990 have, Reflective material pressed directly against the glass traps heat in the gap between panes and creates thermal stress that can crack the seal. You lose the insulating gas between the panes, your window starts fogging permanently, and you have turned a $4 problem into a $400 window replacement. Exterior shading does not have this problem because it stops the heat before it reaches the glass entirely. The heat audit. Do this today. Walk through your house and find the room that overheats fastest. Note what time of day it happens. Look at which windows are taking direct sun at that time. Stand near those windows and feel the difference between the window side and the rest of the room. That feeling, that targeted, aggressive, radiant heat coming directly from the glass, is solar gain. That is not the same as the general air temperature. That is the sun attacking your room through a specific opening. And that specific opening is where $4 of shade cloth stops 80% of the problem permanently. Why this is not common knowledge. The home cooling market in the United States is enormous. Window replacement, $3,000 to $15,000. HVAC upgrades, $5,000 to $15,000. Portable AC units, $300 to $800. Blackout curtains, $40 to $200 per window. Every single one of those products is sold as the solution to the problem of rooms that overheat in summer. Not one of them addresses the problem at the point where it starts, which is solar energy passing through the glass before any of those products get a chance to do anything about it. A $4 roll of mesh that you cut to size and clip to your window frame one time generates no recurring revenue for anyone. So nobody markets it. So nobody knows about it. $4. One afternoon. One window. The room that has been punishing you every summer since you moved in stops punishing you. The AC runs less. The surfaces stop storing heat. The curtains stop being decorative failures at a job they were never designed to do. The sun is not heating your whole house equally. It is targeting specific windows, and those windows are the cheapest problem in your house to fix. If you know where to look, drop a comment below and tell me which room in your house turns into a greenhouse every summer. I want to know what direction it faces. And if this is the kind of knowledge you want more of, subscribe. One video a week, always the same idea. The most useful knowledge is almost never the knowledge someone is trying to sell you. I'll see you in the next one.